Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club and another volume of my essential film reviews collection. Welcome back everyone. Thank you for being there. I have to go and find Sparky. Based on Tim Burton's own 1984 short story and film of the same name, now with a screenplay written by Leonard Ripps and infused with yet another joyous musical score from Danny Elfman, the opening minutes of this sweet homage to the Frankenstein films of the 1930s is layered in Tim Burton, the man and the myth. We drift from watching a homemade film with his faithful friend Sparky the dog. We follow Victor as he spends obsessive hours alone tinkering and mending the broken film amid references of him being a loner without friends and that he should be playing outside. To school and Mr Rzykruski, the Salvador Daliesque moustache and mannered teacher who inspires Victor, instills in him ideas and desires outside of the perceived norm. His school friends, a bizarre mix of all beautifully created and brought to life by Burton and voiced by a great cast of acting talent. This time Tim Burton resists leaning on his tried and trusted formula of Johnny Depp and wife Helena Bonham Carter, but instead employs further cinematic greats for this film, with the voice talents on display coming from Martin Short, Martin Landau, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Robert Capron, Conchata Ferrell and Atticus Shaffer. Fresh to a Tim Burton film for many, they all bring a depth to the characters they voice, particularly the returning modern great of cinema Martin Landau as the Dali-inspired teacher. Whilst not a criticism of the voice talents in this film in any way, the three standout characters for me are the characters who infuse so much love and joy without uttering a word. Sparky, Victor's faithful dog, is effervescent and a joy, playfully seeking the attention of Persephone, the neighbourhood dog, and chasing Mr Whiskers, yes, you've guessed it, the neighbourhood cat. All are expertly created but all infused with delightful, endearing touches from director Burton. Shot entirely in black and white, this stop-motion animation film is a remake of sorts of his earlier 1984 short story and a clear homage to Frankenstein. Watch out for the very brief Christopher Lee film inserts midway through the film, and a couple of the characters are clearly a homage to Frankenstein. Just imagine the favourite old classic film Frankenstein reinvented through the eyes of a young boy and his beloved dog, and you need know no more. Just sit back and enjoy another wonderful Tim Burton creation. Clearly a very personal film and autobiographical in tone, it's fitting perhaps only for my opus blog articles on this genius of modern cinema that this one film encapsulates the vast majority of themes Tim Burton has infused his wonderful cinematic creations with for over the past 26 years. Of isolation, rebelling against a world outside that casts you as an outsider, a freak, a geek, a loner. Of a nonconformist who believes in his creations and is dedicated to his art. Of loss and suffering, yet here, as with the majority of his 16 films, it is layered in love and affection, compassion and friendship. On the surface there are many nods to the 1980s and small oblique references to some of his previous films, the Batman-shaped bat and the butterfly being released through a window are obvious examples. The joy for me is perhaps the reprising of a similar style of facial and body components that make up these particular characters from his 2005 film Corpse Bride. Based very much on, or indeed very similar in style to his Corpse Bride creations. Elongated heads, tall, spindly bodies. The characters here are extremely similar and work all the better for this. Nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Feature at this year's Oscars, here's hoping Tim finally gets recognition for a lifetime's achievement to cinema at long, long last. Frankenweenie from 2012, directed by Tim Burton. Written over a decade ago, and here's a very brief short story. Frankenweenie was the very first film my son and I sat down to watch together as part of the Blackford Film Club, not to be confused with the Blackford Book Club, obviously. Memories, hey? Me and my young son watching Frankenweenie together over a decade ago. And my young son, who is now a young adult, just a wee boy, and me allowing myself and being allowed to introduce my lad to yet more magic and majesty from the master storyteller that is Tim Burton. Memories, hey? Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for being there. I'll leave in peace and in solidarity. Thanks very much for watching. As ever, I hope the world is spinning and turning in your direction, in your corner of the world. Thank you so much for being there, and thank you for watching. Peace.